In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what, in my opinion, are the best towers to be able to buy as of 2025 inside of Roblox's Tower Heroes. Let's waste no time and get into it. If you are in need of a Super Waffle, make sure to visit the corresponding links in the description below and get your very own Super Waffle merch for your Roblox avatar or your real life avatar today. So I think about a year ago, I made a video on this exact topic, and it's actually one of my most popular videos, but little did I know after starting Tower Heroes over as a noob just the other day, you can watch that video up here if you would like to, I discovered there were some things that were definitely wrong with that list. So now it's time to make a brand new updated and correct list because I actually know what I'm talking about now because I started Tower Heroes over as a noob, so let's get into it. Alright, we're going to be first taking a look at the towers in which are already unlocked as soon as you join the game. You don't have to do any quests or wait for an event or anything like that to be able to get these towers. The first one on my list has to be the Lemonade Cat. There is another tower that I would get above this one if you're just starting out, so make sure to stay around if you are new to this game. I believe the Lemonade Cat is 200 coins or around that mark, I should say. I could be wrong, but it's a very cheap tower and it's so good at the game for getting you extra mana and things like that. That's really the only thing it does. It farms mana for you, but that extra mana is going to be so important for you, especially in early game. For the second tower on this list, this is the first attack tower that we're going to be talking about, and that is going to be the Scientist. It just received a nerf a little bit ago to where it's much more expensive now, but no doubt about it, this tower is still only 275 coins to be able to buy, and it still does amazing with attack. The pros use it all the time. I use it quite often as well, and I highly recommend you get this one as your second tower if you're going by the ones that are already unlocked. The third tower on this list, I might have to say, is the most adorable tower in the entire game, and that has to be Hot Dog Frank. Now, this one could be a little bit of debate or moved around because at first I had this Spectre here. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So, I mean, if you want to put another tower in this place, you could, but for only 375 coins, or sorry, 300 coins, I should actually say, this is a pretty good attack tower. You can place 11 of these things down. They don't do the best against bosses, but for when it comes to handling enemies, it has an attack where it can swing up. I think it's a hot corn dog around, and it attacks all the enemies in its range with the same amount of damage. It's crazy awesome. Number 4 on this list so far is the Spectre, like I just mentioned, and what this tower does, it might be the most powerful tower in the game, no joke, because here's what it does. Every single tower that is within its range, when it's at max level, it boosts its damage by double, 100%. Although if you don't have other towers that you're using along with it, you're cooked. For tower number 5 on the list of already unlocked towers, let's talk about the Balloon Pal. This is the one that I would buy right after Spectre because these two pretty much go hand in hand. They're both support towers, and while Spectre increases the damage that the other towers do, or the attack towers, Balloon Pal is going to be increasing the range in which they can attack the enemies in. I think Balloon Pal only does it by 50% and not 100%, but it's still incredibly good. This is one of the most popular towers to be able to use inside this game, and you're going to need both of these very quickly on. Moving on to our next set of towers, the next one on this list is going to be Maytake or Mataki, however you'd like to pronounce it, at number 6. Maytake is classified as a support tower because she technically doesn't do that much damage to towers, but she does have an effect called poison, or she throws these little bottles of poison on the enemies, and they do damage to the enemies. So I mean, technically it does damage, but it also doesn't do a lot. It's kind of hard to describe this tower, but I think you just have to be able to use it to be able to really understand fully what it can do. But once you do, you'll realize that she is pretty stinking good. And now we have another tower which is kind of similar to Maytake, but kind of not at the same time. This is the Dumpster Child. The Dumpster Child is classified technically as an attack tower, and he basically breathes fire onto certain enemies, actually all enemies that it comes across. Let's talk about the 8th tower now, which is on this list, and that is going to be Bite. Bite has an effect called Stun, which he can use at max level to freeze enemies in place. In levels 1 through 4, he can actually cause them to be slowed down because of his electricity stun. On my list at number 9 on the unlocked towers, the next one up is going to be this little guy right here called the Soda Pop. The Soda Pop is just another damage tower that damages its enemies by throwing soda cans at them. But one area where this tower especially excels at is something called splash damage, which is where if it hits one enemy and other enemies are nearby, its damage will actually go to those other enemies as well. Maybe not as strong as the enemy it was targeting, but it will do some pretty good damage. And coming in at 10th place, we have ourselves a fan favorite by many players among the Tower Heroes community, and that is the Cart Kid. The Cart Kid is known as a summoner tower inside of this game, and basically, as you've been seeing throughout this whole time right here, it will summon these little carts, or Cart Kids I should say, that will do damage across enemies that are coming across the path. Basically, when that Cart Kid of 30 health hits an enemy, let's say the enemy has 30 health, it's going to defeat it like that. Alright, we're on to a new set of heroes now, and the next one that we're going to be talking about at the 11th place that I think you should buy inside of this game is going to be Voka. Voka is basically the 4th of July tower, if you want to think of her like that when it comes to towers inside of this game. She uses at level 1 a party popper to be able and destroy her enemies. At 2 she uses a firecracker, I think it's a firecracker, and then at 3 and 4 and 5 levels she's going to be using a big old rocket to be able and destroy her enemies, and she has quite a big range to be able and do so. Moving on to the tower that is in the 12th place, we have the Discount Dog. At max level, it's going to be giving you 40% off all the mana that you're going to be having to spend on leveling up your towers, and it can even do a special ability of being able to let you place down more towers than the tower limit allows. In simpler terms, it gives you 1+ tower that you can place whenever you do a special ability. Next up, we have another ranged attack tower on our list, and that's going to be Quinn right here. She is the nature tower inside the game and uses just arrows to be able and destroy her enemies. She's basically the non-splash damage version of Voka, which by the way I forgot to mention. Voka does that splash damage thing that we were talking about earlier. Quinn does not, but Quinn does do more damage than Voka, so I mean, it's kind of a, you gotta have to equal out, I guess. And if we come right on the other side of her, we're going to be seeing the 14th tower on the list today, and that's going to be Mako. It is a melee category tower, which means it's going to be doing a lot of damage in a small amount of range, and that it does. It's pretty good for some crowd control and does decent on some lower level bosses, but it's definitely not the most necessary tower that you need by all means. And to end off this set of towers, we're going to be looking at Keith right here. He is number 15 on our list. He throws boomerangs at the enemies and can do a thing like, I think it's called return damage. So when he throws an enemy, it throws it at his enemy, he will do damage. And when the boomerang comes back to him, it does damage as well if it hits the enemy. And last but certainly not least, on the already unlocked towers inside of Tower Heroes, we have at number 16, Stella. Now, Stella does the most damage out of any tower, literally every tower inside of the game, but you might ask, why is she number 16 then? Basically what Stella does is, as you can see right here, she is a little artist and she's going to be painting all of these drawings that are going to be spawned within her little range, I guess it is. And she technically does no damage. It's the drawings that she creates that does damage, but they only have a certain amount of health. You have to pay mana to be able and keep them alive. You have to know which ones are the right drawings to be able to keep that will do the most damage, and it can get quite hectic a lot. It can get hectic fast, I should say, when you're using this tower. But I did make a video to be able and know how to be able and use this tower properly. If you want to watch it, make sure to click right up here. Alright, now we're going to be moving on to the locked towers inside of the game. Before we do that, I wanted to let you know, my friend, if nobody has told you yet today, you are seen, you are known, and you are loved by Jesus Christ and by me. Alright, we're going to be moving on to the next category of heroes inside of this game, which is going to be the locked heroes. These are the heroes in which you have to beat a certain map on usually a certain difficulty, usually easy or hard mode, in order to be able to unlock the ability to be able and buy that tower. And the first tower we're taking a look at on this list is probably the first tower that you're going to be getting once you join this game. That is the Slime King. I'm just going to say it up front, get this tower before any other tower inside this game, no matter what anybody tells you. All you have to do is beat Castle Town on challenge mode, on easy mode, to be able and get the ability to be able and buy this tower, and from there it's only 100 coins to be able and buy. Much like the Cart Kid that we looked at earlier, this is a tower that summons slimes to be able and defeat enemies, uses the same kind of gimmick. Number 2 on the locked towers list is going to be this one right here. This is Oddport. You can obtain this tower by beating the map Oddport Academy on hard mode. It's one of the special maps that you can play. This is a unique summoner tower because it only summons one thing or one group of Oddport people at a time, and the reason for that is because they will actually do damage along the way to enemies, like they'll throw things at them and kick them and stuff like that. So it's not like the other summoner towers like Cart Kid and Slime King that just run into the enemies and die after that. bad. And after you get both of those towers, I highly recommend you come here onto the map Naughty's Resort and go to challenge mode, hard mode I believe this one is, and get yourself this guy right here. This is Bebo. Bebo is a range damage tower that spins around in circles, whether it be a skateboard, a UFO, or the sun. He's going to be able to fly around and shoot ice cream cones at his enemies, doing a lot of damage. He's really good, especially for I think it might be a free tower. At the 4th place on the locked towers list, I have this one right here. This is Sparks Kilowatt. She is also a ranged attack tower, so she's going to be doing damage in a bigger range with her little laser blasters on her hands, and she does a pretty decent amount of damage. All you have to do to be able to get this tower, as I think go onto Metaverse Madness, it might be easy or hard mode, and just beat that map, of course, on challenge mode. And if not, check the secret quest menu, or the quest, or whatever it is within the settings on the main page. If you can't figure out how to be able to get this tower, look it up on a YouTube video. For the tower that is in the 5th place on this list, I have down El Goblino, which we can see right here on the screen. I do not have this tower because I don't like the game doors at all, so I'm just staying away from that tower. But basically think of it just like Bite, but with damage. So this one can do damage to towers, but it also stuns them as well. It's pretty good, although the rate in being able to stun the enemies is longer because of its gimmick that it uses. But you can get this one by defeating the special quest on the doors map. Again, I don't know how to really get this tower. Might have to look up a video on it, but just that's kind of the general vicinity of how you get it. On our next set of towers, the first one we're going to be talking about, coming in at number 6, is going to be Fracture. Fracture is a ranged attack tower which can basically throw these shards, I believe it is, at its enemies and be able to destroy them. It has a pretty decent range, but not that great of an attack ability at level 5, but I think if this thing got maybe a buff with the damage in the future, I think it could be pretty good. And the way you're going to be able to get this tower is by beating the map Volcano Valley on hard mode, but trust me, that is no easy feat. Even though it says it's only for level 5 plus players, it's still pretty hard. Now to unlock this next tier right here, we're going to be jumping all the way from a level 5 plus player map to a level 25 plus player map. It's a pretty big jump, but this tower right here does not disappoint. This is Yasuke. Yasuke is one of those melee towers, which means it has that short range but can do a lot of damage, and I'm telling you, along with a Spectre and a Balloon Pal or a Bite even, this guy can do a truckload of damage. He can even solo some easy bosses. And all you have to do to be able to get this tower is, I think this one might even be easy mode that you have to be able to be able to unlock the Yasuke tower. He might be a little bit more pricier when it comes to coins, but trust me, he's worth it. Get it. And once you are 5 levels up later at level 30, you can get this next tower right here. This is the fall skin on it right now, but this is the tower Branch. In my opinion, Branch is one of the best towers of all time that is still inside of the game, and I highly recommend that you get this one. He is another ranged attack tower which causes branches to come up out of the ground and has splash damage. We talked about that a little bit ago and all that is, but I'm telling you, man, this is one of the best towers in the whole game in my opinion. All you have to do is beat the Silent Sanctuary map on easy mode, and when I say all you have to do, it takes a pretty good amount of people to be able to try and do that one even on easy mode. I haven't even beaten that map on hard mode myself. Now we have one of the absolutely biggest range towers inside of the game, and that is going to be Nuki. Basically what you do is you place down this Nuki launcher right here, and it's going to be sending these little Nuki guys right here, I guess they're little Tanuki, whatever you want to call them, that they will send out flying to be able to destroy enemies. And once they have landed where an enemy has come through, those little Nukis will just start attacking those enemies, and he's decent for some maps, not the best, but not also the worst. The way to be able to unlock this tower is going to this map right here. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I forgot the name of it. The fall map, whatever this map right here is. And you do have to beat it on hard mode. I think you have to be level 40 to be able to even play this map, and it took so many tries for me to be able to get this one, so be patient, but it's kind of worth it, I guess. But just know you're not missing out on too much if you don't have Nuki already. Moving on to the 10th locked tower inside of this game, we have Buzzer right here. And right now as it stands, Buzzer is the most powerful tower inside of this game. I do believe you have to be level 40 to be able to play the map Hideaway Hive, in which you can obtain it from. You have to beat it on hard mode, but it's not extremely hard. Me and my brother just duoed it the other day to help him get it as well. So I know that you can do it with just 2 people, but you do have to have the right amount of towers to be able to do that. Coming in at number 11 on this list, we have the Jester right here. Please ignore the fact that he looks a little interesting right now. And the Jester is, he's an interesting tower. He is technically a summoner, which you can get by beating, I think it's Chaos Kingdom on hard mode, I think it is. And while he does summon characters or towers that are going to be helping you, like the Slime King and Oddport, etc., as you can see right here, he just spawned a little baby alien. He can spawn those very same enemies against you as well. Basically, if you want to just have a lot of chaos happen inside of the game, Jester is the tower for you. And the last tower on the regular locked towers list is going to be this one right here. This is Volt. The way you unlock Volt is by beating Blast Tech Barrage on hard mode. What Volt does is basically he will attack a certain chain of enemies that his electricity will go through. So like you have a long line of enemies that are lined up. He's basically going to be able to strike an enemy, and basically for like, I think it's like 16 at max enemies, he's going to be able to attack them all at one time. And now we're done with all the regular locked towers. Now we're going to be talking about the event towers inside of the game. There are only 4 event towers in the entire game. We'll talk about them here in a second, but basically when it comes to getting these, kind of like how I did with just this last one, whenever you can unlock these towers. It's only Easter, Halloween, and Christmas in which you can unlock all the event towers, so I highly recommend whenever you're in one of these seasons, get the towers. We'll start off with the first one that happens in the year. This is the Easter Bunny right here. I think it's the Easter Bunny. No, it's just Bunny. He's gonna be throwing painted eggs at all of these people and eventually throwing them with a rocket launcher. Is super cool. And the next event that falls in the year is going to be Halloween, and where you can get 2 towers, Haze and Lure. Lure I do not have, but Haze I do, and this one right here is a scarecrow that summons these little birds, I think it's actually crows, that go and attack the enemies. And it does pretty good, although he's very expensive, so I don't bring him a lot of places. One, I don't like Halloween, so I don't really bring this tower a lot, but there are some people that really would like to use him, so it's a good tower to be able to have in your arsenal. Lure is a little cat ghost that basically hides in a pot and then comes out and basically like does something to enemies to be able to attack it. I'm sorry they don't have this in the showcase, but you can take my word for it. It might be the best event tower that there is out there at the moment. My favorite tower in the game, Wafer right here. This is the last of the event towers at the beloved Christmas time. Oh my goodness. This is a tower that I absolutely love to be able to use. I don't use it that often. Try to only use it during the Christmas time to be able to savor the moments with it, but this is Wafer. He's a gingerbread man that uses ornaments to be able to destroy the enemies. He's a range tower with a very good range, actually, more than Scientist I believe it is, and does some pretty decent damage. He did get nerfed just a couple months back, I think, so his damage went down, but I still think that he's a very good tower. Friend, let me know what you think about this list in the comments below. Was it good? Was it bad? I want to hear it all. Let me know, and I'll plan to see you in another super short central video.